IBD can be a roulette. One day you're healthy, and the next day you might be flaring. So why would you increase your odds of a bad roll and falling ill by neglecting your health? My name's Jake, and I've been diagnosed with ulcerative colitis for 10 years. And I'm going to share with you the ways that I minimise those chances of having an unlucky roll and maximise the chances of being healthy for as long as possible. If you want to maximise your chances of being healthy, then watch this video for 6 easy steps that I take for a flare-free life. And if you want this information in a convenient document that you can read at any time for free, then click the link in the description to download your copy. Your health is counting on it. So step 1 is finding a medication that works for you. Yes, medications suck. I don't want to be on any of my medications, but they keep me healthy and away from flares, and they can help you too. Medications are one of the best tools that you can use to bring yourself out of a bad flare. And once you're able to find that medication that works for you, that's when the magic happens. So how do we find a medication that works for us? It's staying in constant communication with your healthcare provider. For me, that's my specialist. If I'm on a medication, I'm going to share with them how I'm feeling. And if the medication isn't working, I'm going to tell them immediately. The best thing that you can do is have an open communication with your healthcare provider. Tell them everything. Tell them if the medication isn't working, if you're getting side effects, anything. Tell them. And trust me, they will be able to adjust your medications or try a different one with you. And that way you'll be able to find the one that works for you. And trust me, I know because I've been there. I've been on medications that haven't really worked for me, or medications that have given me weird side effects, like making me feel sick all the time. And do you know what? I told my specialist and we adjusted straight away. That is the best thing that you can do to get out of your flare. So it can be a bit of trial and error. You have to try one medication and see how you feel. And the thing is, if your flare is just a mild flare, you do have time for this. As long as you're not in an urgent need of a surgery, trying some different medications to see what works for you is the best option. Step 2, and that is sleep. Sleep is one of the most wondrous things that you can use to heal your flare. Sleep is that time when your body is able to repair, recover, and it's able to lift that weight from your mind. So why not focus on improving your sleep? What areas of sleep are struggling for you? Write them down and tackle them. If falling asleep is a problem for you, it might be a case that you're too stressed or you're worrying. So try writing down your worries. Writing down your worries can help offload it from your mind to some paper. And maybe you can look at it in the morning and think, was that really worth worrying about? And if you are lying there and you can't sleep because of the flare that you're in and you're worrying about it, in this situation, the best thing that you can do is just accept where you are. Yes, you might be flaring. And yes, it might really, really suck, but that's just the way things are. And you might be here for a little bit of time. So if you accept it, your stress levels will reduce. You're most likely going to be okay tomorrow. Yes, you might feel bad, but you will still be here. So write down your worries and think about it in the morning. And there are plenty of other things you can do, such as looking at your sleep hygiene, wearing earplugs, using an eye mask, blocking out light, not looking at devices. All general things that most people should be doing for their sleep. If you work on these things, you will get better sleep. And just like medications, it can be a little bit of trial and error. You got to find what helps you go to sleep. But once you find it, hold on to it. Don't forget it. Maybe even write it down on a big notice board and make sleep your priority. Step 3, look at your physical activity. Are you doing much during the day? Yes, you might not feel like doing much physical activity because of your poor health, but going for a walk can help a lot. A simple, gentle stroll can have a huge positive benefit for your overall health. And it can also feed into that sleep back at step 2. If you go for a walk today, you might have a better sleep tonight. If you've got a little bit more energy, it might be time to do a little bit of resistance training. Expending some energy to build some muscle can really help your longevity, your well-being, and your sleep. So make the most of physical activity during the day to allow you to increase your health. One way you can look at physical activity is by using an energy rating. How much energy you have today out of 10. If you have an 8 out of 10, then it might be time to do some resistance training, lift some weights, go quite hard, don't push yourself too hard. If you wake up and you feel like you're a 2 out of 10, a mild walk might be best for you, but at least try to do something. If you're sitting around all day feeling sorry for yourself, then that's only going to exacerbate things. Step 4 is diet. Now, this one is very personal, and this would require, again, some trial and error. Write down foods that you know don't sit well with you, and avoid them. Eat foods that are simple with less ingredients and you know have a high amount of vitamins and minerals. Again, you have to be quite careful if you are flaring. Please do avoid those known flare foods that you know. And again, this will be trial and error. Only you will know the foods that you don't react well to. What works for me won't work for you. For instance, I'm okay eating lots of peanut butter, which is high in calories and has a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. A lot of other people can't stand peanuts and they don't sit well and it might make you flare. So keep a logbook and write down the foods that do work for you. And if you are snacking on unhealthy foods, maybe you're having McDonald's or you're having chocolate and crisps, this is really not the right track to go down. This can exacerbate your inflammation levels and potentially make your flare worse or put you into a flare if you're not in a flare. I think we all have an idea of what healthy food looks like, so just keep that food logbook and keep going. Step 5 is reducing your stress. Stress can play a big part in inducing flares. After going through a big bout of stress, your cortisol levels might be spiking. Now, this would reduce your immune system's response. And when those cortisol levels go back down, that might be when your body starts fighting itself. So avoiding stress is one of the best things that you can do for your health. Although it can be quite hard to avoid stress, sometimes it's inevitable that you will get stressed. The best thing you can do is have some methods to mitigate it, like having a hot bath at night. This is where sleep will play a huge role in reducing your stress. Just having a good night's sleep will make you more resilient during the day and less likely to find things stressful. Most of my stress-reducing methods do orient around just getting better sleep. But some things I do during the day revolve around my mindset. Over time, I've been able to choose how I react to certain situations. One source of great stress for me was actually playing shooting games. I get very angry whenever I get killed. And if you find yourself in these stressful situations, the best thing that you can do is take a step back and think about how you're reacting to those things. Is your reaction warranted? Is it out of proportion? Is it even worth reacting like this? Changing your mindset can change a lot. If something's really working you up and getting you angry, just take a step back and think about it. Why are you feeling this way? What is it that's really getting to you? Is it just that you're having a bad day and this activity is just making you feel a bit stressed because of it? Find an activity that you know will calm you down and put you in a better state of mind. And actively try to avoid those that put you in a stressful state. Again, it's very personal. It could be trial and error. The best thing you can do is just write all these things down. So that brings us to step 6, and that's just being consistent. Doing these things over a long period of time will yield greater results. The longer you spend on improving your sleep, the better your sleep will become. And I know because I've been in some of the worst sleep that I've ever had, and I just stuck to my plan, and over time, my sleep has become some of the best sleep I've ever had in my life. Because before all of this, I didn't even look after my sleep. But now I have a rigorous sleep schedule, a sleep routine, and now it's in a good space. And again, that's the same with physical activity. The longer that you keep consistent with physical activity, the more that you can do. The body adapts quite quickly, but you have to keep doing it. Again, with diet as well, if you find a food that doesn't cause you a flare, but is quite nutritious and you don't like the flavour of it, the longer you eat it, the more palatable you'll find it and you might end up enjoying it. And again with stress, like I said, I changed my mindset towards these things and I'm actually able to play shooting games without raging anymore. This has been quite difficult for me, but it has been a case of just watching how I react to things and trying to actively not react in that way. Because reacting in an angry way to video games is kind of silly in general anyway. It's really just taking a log of how you react to things and choosing to not react that way. So those are the 6 steps that I use to maximize my health and longevity. And remember, if you want this information in a readable format that you can download in your own time, then click that link in the description. Your health is counting on it.